Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about all the Vegeta green stuff in set 11. It seems like Vegeta is finally getting not one but two really good leaders, so I know a lot of players will be happy to see that. I am one of those players happy to see that as well. Guys, if you're watching this today, the day of release, make sure to go down to the description, click on twitch.tv/couscous, go check out the Daily Mac All-Star Showdown going on at 12 p.m. Eastern, the day of this being put live. Make sure to check that out in the description. That's the only plug we're doing today, guys. With that being said, let's get started with the video. Vegeta and Babidi, we have a green Vegeta leader. Overlord once per turn, place one of your battle cards with Servant at the bottom of your deck, draw one. There's actually a lot of cards in this deck that make this work out really well, so we'll get to them as we get to them. Auto, add one card from life to hand. When this card attacks, draw one, and this card gains plus 5,000 power and double strike for the turn. I think this is really one of the first times we're seeing this type of effect. Like, the only other leader I can think of that has an effect like this is the really old draft box blue Goku leader. I know it says like take a life, it gains double strike for the turn, but this is like a hyper aggressive leader, which I think is really cool for Vegeta. You know, going back to the set 2 Vegeta days, just that reminiscence. Awaken, life's 5 or less, untap 2 energy. Always love seeing untap 2. Once again, on the backside we have Overlord. Activate main once per turn, add a card from life to hand, draw a card. This gains plus 5,000 power and double strike for the turn. Okay, so this is actually a really good balancing thing that Bandai did, and let me explain why. So the thing here is, on the backside, obviously attack, draw a card, double strike 5k. That's gonna happen no matter what when you attack, right? And you know, if they negate, let's just say, you can choose to not activate the auto. Here you have to activate main before attacking, so you can kind of lose out on your leader aggression if your opponent just decides to negate the attack. So very good balancing thing here. They let you awaken early, and you have to continue to take life in order to get double strike 5k and draw cards. So very interesting dynamic here. I can see that holding the leader back just a little bit, but the next effect's actually very good. So activate main once per turn, pay a green. You may look at the bottom card of your deck. If it's a Vegeta with energy cost of 3 or less and Servant, play it. Otherwise, return it to the bottom of the deck. So obviously with Overlord, you can control what cards go to the bottom of the deck. That's going to be quite good. We didn't read this unison last time. We'll read it now. Dark Broly, Overwhelming Evil. We have a 3 specified 20k green unison, double strike, auto once per turn. When a marker is removed from this card by a skill, your opponent discards a card. Activate main, you may choose one card from your hand and discard it. If you do, your opponent chooses one card in their hand, discards it, and chooses one of their battle cards and KOs it. So you +2, your opponent loses a card in their hand and a battle card, and you know, we're in green. Of course, you can discard like Rebrian, maybe even Sand Instincts, so that's gonna end up being pretty plus. Plus or minus 0, activate main. If your leader card's green, choose up to one of your opponent's using cards and remove a marker from it. So I think this card is gonna be quite interesting. Like, for example, you could play it in starter Frieza, last resort Frieza, because even though Broly's a Saiyan, it doesn't have the Saiyan tag because it's a unison, and you can discard your Dodorias, do your stuff that way, so you're actually like not even really discarding a card. That's actually really good. But this is also going to be like maybe a good side deck card against green, like for green mirror matches. If your opponent's playing like Gotenks, for example, and they want to remove your unison markers, well, they're gonna have to discard cards when they do that. So that's going to be a pretty good thing in my opinion. We have one of the new Hoi super combos for green. Very excited to see it for all the colors. Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Prideful Warrior, one of our first SRs, or second SR, I guess. 4 drop 20k, deflect, triple strike, Servant. So this is one you can put to the bottom of the deck, although it's not a 3 or less, so your leader can't play it from the bottom. That is kind of unfortunate. Auto, if your leader card's mono green, when this card's played, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove 3 markers from it. Okay, this card has deflect. It comes down, removes 3 markers no matter what. This is definitely a very solid card, and a 30k triple strike on top of that. That's really good. Really, very good card. Prince of Destruction Vegeta, Life and Death, 3 drop 20k, double strike, Servant, auto once per turn. When your opponent activates a counter skill, switch this card to active mode. So I really don't think you want to pay 3 for this. I think you actually want to get Awakened as quickly as possible in Vegeta, pay 1 and then bring this back, for example. I think that's going to be the way you kind of want to do this. Paying 3 for this, you know, paying 3 for most 3 drops nowadays does feel kind of unfortunate. Mighty Strike, Prince of Destruction Vegeta, 2 drop 15k, counter attack, negate the attack, play this card. Then look at the top 7 of your deck, add a green unison with a specified cost of 3 among them to your hand, then shuffle. Servant, so of course you can put it to the bottom with the leader's effect, and it's 25k. That's pretty cool. So the counter attack effect here is quite good. You're adding a Dark Broly, you're adding the Metacooler Terrifying Horde, so those are all very solid things to add, you know, if you can get your hands on the Metacoolers. We have next up Majin Buu Ghastly Energy. It's kind of cool actually. This is like a half Majin Buu deck and a half Vegeta deck. So we have a 3-drop 20k barrier. If your leader's green when this card's played, remove a unison marker from a unison card. Just a decent overall effect in general. Babidi, Evil, Mind Snatcher. We have a 1-drop 4k. When this card's played, choose one. You can either activate the Majin Quickening, that's such a weird name, from your deck or hand, then shuffle your deck if you look through it, or you can look at the top 7 of your deck, add up to 1 Vegeta with Servant among them to your hand. So this is really the ideal turn 1 play you want. Of course, we are playing mono green with this, but I think actually you could play this blue green and see a pretty good amount of success. Like it is nice you have the Babidi that searches either your field card or a Servant Vegeta, but I think this leader can actually work out pretty well blue green if you play more of like a generic shell, let's just say, but mono green might end up being the better color. We'll see what happens. Babidi, creator of the Majin Buu, 2-drop 15k. We have an Overlord on a battle card, so more Overlord skills going on, and it is once per turn. Auto, when this card is removed from battle area by an opponent's skill, choose up to 1 green battle card with energy cost of 3 or less and Servant in your hand and play it. So not too bad. I mean, it does require your opponent to remove it, so it is kind of conditional on that. Maybe it's a good side deck card if your opponent's playing a lot of removal, like maybe if they're playing Secret Identity Mass Sand, but even then, you know, they can choose to just not remove the Babidi. But I guess while it sits around the field, you're getting a 15k attacker and you're getting the Overlord effect. What's also kind of interesting here is like Overlords once per turn specified on these cards, so maybe one day we'll get an Overlord without once per turn and you can just like bottom deck your whole field, draw a bunch of cards. I don't know, maybe it'd be cool too if they maybe if they had a card skill with a permanent that gave all your battle cards Servant, maybe, I don't know, but we'll see what happens in the future with that. 2-drop Dabura, King of the Demon Realm, 2-drop 15k auto. If the card's green and you choose one of your unison cards and remove a marker from it, when this card is played, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. So I believe with Dark Broly, that's going to trigger to make them pitch a card, and then you're also obviously removing a unison counter from one of their unison cards, so you're kind of just like overall plussing there. And then of course Dabura can attack into their unison, Dark Broly can attack into their unison, your leader can attack into their unison. That's another thing about the Vegeta leader I forgot to mention before, is like he seems to be a very good unison slayer. I mean, green in set 11 just seems to be unison slayer the color, right? So having that on Vegeta and a card like Dabura feels really good. We are moving on. We read these cards in the Gotenks slot, so we're going to go to the next Vegeta stuff. So we have Majin Buu looking for a fight. 3-drop 20k deflect. When this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less and KO it. Pretty okay. I mean, the fact that it has deflect is like kind of whatever. Majin Buu Royal Absorption, 7-drop 25k, double strike, dual attack. This card, by the way, art looks sick. I hope this gets an SPR. So let's read the rest of it. EX Evolve for 1 green over a Majin Buu Xeno with energy cost of 5. Auto, when this card's removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, play up to 1 green Majin Buu with energy cost of 3 from your drop area. Then add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball from your drop area to your hand. So this way you can kind of recycle a chain as we read through all the different things that are going on here. So 5-drop 20k deflect. We have a Majin Buu Dark Parasite. This is a Majin Buu Xeno, so this is your evolve target. Auto, if you leave the card's green and you choose one of your unison cards and remove a marker from it, when this card is played, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. Then your opponent chooses a card from their hand and one of the battle cards and places them in the drop area. So interesting, you have to play this thing for 5, but I mean, it does have deflect, so it is going to be pretty safe for most counterplays. I guess except for in the Green Mirror. Obviously, they have, like, you know, Frieza charismatic villain, but that is what it is, I guess. We have Demon God Dabura, Dark Dominion. We have a 2-drop 15k. Activate main. If the card is green, you discard this card from your hand and choose one of your unison cards and remove a marker from it. Add up to 1 green Dark Dragon Ball card from your deck or your drop area to your hand. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So this is actually really good. So pitch it, it replaces itself, and you're triggering Dark Broly to, you know, make your opponent discard a card. So that's overall very, very plus. Dabura, Dark Gambit, 1-drop 5k, activate main, pay a green. If your later card is green, you discard the card from your hand. Choose up to 1 card in your opponent's battle area with energy cost of 1 and field, and place it in the owner's drop area. So another piece of field removal for green. I mean, we did already have Piccolo Arena Wrecker, but I guess, you know, because it's an activate main where you discard it, realistically, your opponent can't stop this, which I guess is pretty good. 3-star ball, Parasitic Darkness, 0-drop. We have a permanent, gains Dark Dragon Ball in all areas. You can combo with it. Activate main, choose a mono green Majin Buu with energy cost of 3 in your battle area. Place this card under it. Choose 1 green Majin Buu Xeno with energy cost of 5 in your deck or hand. Play it on top of the chosen card in active mode. Okay, so I was just talking about how you have to play that Buu for 5. You don't. You play a Majin Buu for 3, then you play this 3-star ball, get into the 5-drop, then you can Xeno evolve into the 7-drop. I think that's actually very, very good. the Majin Quickening, we have our field card auto. When you add cards from life to your hand or place cards from life in the drop area, place the top card of your deck underneath this card. If your leader is a green evil wizard Babidi and you place this card and 4 cards under it in your drop area, play up to 1 green Majin Buu and then it costs 3 from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Okay, so this is probably going to be a pretty key card for this whole Majin Xeno engine, because this free plays a 3-drop, right? You know, you pretty much don't really want to cast a 3-drop if you can help it. So having this do it for free, especially with that Babidi that we saw that plays this out on turn 1, I can see that being quite good. So final explosion, activate battle. If the other cards are green Vegeta, choose one of your cards. It gets plus 10,000 power for the battle. Then choose one of your unison cards and you may remove a marker from it. If you do, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and remove a marker from it. So plus 10k, make your opponent pitch a card Dark Broly. Pretty good. And that's going to be all the green cards we have for today, guys. So overall, I am so excited for green coming out of set 11. I love the Gotenks stuff. I really like the Vegeta Majin stuff. You know, obviously we're starting to see some of the yellow, black, and blue stuff. So I don't know. I think this is what I'm most hyped for from this set. I don't know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out the stream later today at 12 o'clock, and I will see you guys next time.